Hello and welcome back to the third game in this best of 5 crateless 1v1 set between Vindian and the Genoese Crossbowmen. And we are straight into the action here because the map for this third game is Wales. And that means that both players start with a shipment available. So we see Vindian playing as Ethiopia, opening up straight away with a shipment of Trinity, even before the livestock market was down and the first cattle was eaten. And we see Genoese Crossbowmen playing France at the south end of the map, and they are opening up with 3 CDBs, which is going to mean they're housed pretty much immediately. Putting a house down, okay. We're going to see some wild 10-10 option there. So yeah, the map is Wales. Wales is, of course, not a map you see in the rank ladder. And I really like the fact that I really like casting tournament games where we get to see some of the maps that you don't normally see, because especially maps like this where the the meta is a bit different. Things are a bit different because we've got these patches of coal mines in the middle. We'll check in a minute exactly what the gather rate is for those. Of course, that's going to help Ethiopia so much. Ethiopia are very focused on gathering coin for their economy with the mountain monasteries and so on. And it looks like we've got Ethiopia going for a double Trinity in Age 1. I do like that. I do think it's quite interesting. France, nothing too complex going on here, just picking up their hunts. Oh, actually, I do say something, have sent northwest passages, so courier's going to move faster and do more damage to treasure guardians. I imagine it's the faster that's the main benefit here. That's actually kind of like a low-key economy boost, obviously, because your villagers need to walk around to get from A to B, to get to buildings to build, and to get from one hunt to the other. So that's a very interesting kind of like hybrid combat and eco card. Actually going to be bringing some CDB over here and getting them involved in this treasure guardian fight. Yeah. So this is very opportunistic. So we got 3 CDB helping pick up this treasure. Slightly inefficient to have them all picking it up. I thought the 3D CDB were going to peel off then and like carry on hunting, but no. Actually fully committing these CDB to treasure hunting. So that's very exciting. There do seem to be a lot of... Let's see, we've got some low-level treasures off down the right-hand side here, but then a lot of the bigger treasures that can spawn in the middle. We just had 80 wood there, we're going to have 95 XP. So actually, France really catching me out with some unusual play there. Over on the Ethiopia side, so we've got a mountain monastery down. Look how fast that is picking up that coal. So the coal mines definitely do gather faster. We've got 1.73. I think that's double what you normally get from a mountain monastery, if my math is correct. We've also got 2 Abans, going to be 3 in a minute from that third send of Trinity. And look, pretty much immediately Vindian has the resources available to go up to Age 3, aging up with the embassy wagon and tokens of influence. We'll find out which alliance that was in a second. I feel like it's something like the Sudanese give you that. That mountain monastery builder, obviously off for a little journey around the map. Plenty of mines available, so not going to struggle too much to find these. Now, we've got an outpost going down for France, aging up with the governor for the outpost and 200 coin. But interestingly, they don't have a card available. They actually sent Pioneers, so sending 3 cards in Age 1. So we have both players sending 3 cards in Age 1. Pioneers coming out for France, so their CDB is really fast and really strong, nearly 300 HP. Can also get the market upgrades. So the market upgrades yet to come in, going to be buffing those CDBs even further. I wonder if we're going to see the CDBs kind of in a combat or like near combat role. It would certainly be a shame to invest so much in buffing them and not use them for something. But Vindian is going straight up to age 3, so the Sudanese being chosen for this age up. I think that's going to give something like 7 dervish on arrival. And I'm guessing it must have been the Portuguese. Oh, no, I'm getting mixed up. That's France training crossbows. So yeah, it's Somali was obviously the first alliance for Ethiopia, because that's a Somali upgrade coming out of the mountain monastery now. Little watchtower going down in the base, needing to provide some defense against this early pressure. We've got 3 Huss from France. I imagine that was their first age 2 shipment, followed by, I don't know, just that 1 shipment in age 2 so far. Age up with the Sudanese nearly complete for Ethiopia, coming in just on the 6 minutes 30 mark. We've got the Somali Issa warriors. These are... let's just find one. Here, they're at the back. So these are basically like, kind of like Caroleans. They're masks, they're heavy infantry with a ranged bonus versus cavalry. They also benefit from a faster rate of fire when near to the target. Also 4.5 speed, so pretty fast. So a really good mobile unit here. And not a shabby, like, overall attack. So yeah, really good unit. I wonder how much they cost. 90 influence. That strikes me as a really good value unit to have around. The mountain monasteries have been converted to 50-50, which I think makes sense because you've got 2 strong ally units available. Let's find one of those dervishes and have a look at them. The dervish, a sort of weird crossbow anti-infantry unit, quite unusual. Yeah, similar to a skirmisher, but a bit less HP and no use against heavy cavalry, so they are specifically for anti-infantry. Interestingly, both the Issa and the Dervish get the faster rate of fire when near to the target. So yeah, it's kind of an influence-powered FF with a really explosive early age 3 here. Look at that score, Vindian up 10,000 to 5. That early French pressure with the crossbows and Huss absolutely knocked out by those influence units, that shipment from the age up, and we've got 7 Gascania sent and now 9 Shotel warriors coming in. And you've got to just think, like, with these coal mines as well, the Ethiopian economy is going to be so buff because all of these mountain monasteries work double, and then the Abans are working double as well. In both cases, you're converting half of that gold into influence, which is generally kind of a slightly better value resource than gold. You've got all these ally units that are now shadow teched up to age 3 stats, doing some healing, benefiting from the fact that they've kind of got the mass. They can afford to take some time out to heal and use those Abans. Absolutely everything is looking good for Ethiopia here. But France have still got that, France are not in any trouble yet. They've still got the fact that their CDBs are buffed through the roof, 360 hit points, extra speed, extra range. They've got a modest number of crossbowmen and musketeers, still kind of sitting around in age 2. Interesting that they didn't really have any plan to get up to age 3. Of course, they can't send 700 gold, because if you didn't watch any of the previous games, the concept for this tournament is no resource crates. But, it should be fairly easy for them to gather the gold thanks to these coal mines. Kind of interesting that they're not really gathering any gold at all, They've got the musketeers cost a little bit of gold, but I guess no real gold costing units in the France Age 2 composition, and that's why I think they might be in a bit of trouble on this map in these circumstances. Sending in the Royal Fencing School now to improve infantry training time. They also get 3 of those Royal Musketeers with the special attack. Are housed, so need to do some resource trading in order to get that sorted out. I mean, I've got 6 villagers gathering wood. Ethiopia also 4 villagers gathering wood. I think on this map, with these coal mines available, you almost never want to gather wood, and certainly don't want to have loads of villagers on it. You will do better gathering gold and trading it. Whether that just be trading it normally at the market, or if you're Ethiopia, trading it into cattle and then back from cattle to wood. So I think a big missed opportunity on both sides of this game to be getting even more value out of these coal mines by doing the wood trading. So anyway, France's forward base is deleted. I mean, a big score difference. You've really got to say, Ethiopia are looking strong here. I think if they went for a decisive attack now, they probably would be able to take out the French base and almost certainly, I would say, win the game just off the back of this. But choosing to take it slow and steady, which gives France a little time to try something. They've massed up a nice mixed infantry army here. We've got crossbowmen, we've got musketeers, 3 Royal Musketeers at the front to lead the charge. The real problem is that is numbers-wise not going to be able to threaten this Ethiopian army before you consider the fact that the Ethiopian army is mostly shadow-teched. They have also bought the elite upgrade for their Shotel warriors. The Javelin Riders that are just coming in now, they're not upgraded, but everything else is. And there's this Sebastopol Mortar, which has absolutely loads of HP, so you really need a decent chunk of something melee, preferably melee cavalry, to come in and surround it. Otherwise, you're just going to be enduring its damage. And its damage is not it's not catastrophic, but you really, really don't want to be standing around, especially with an army that's only infantry and taking hits from that thing while you're fighting your opponent. So yeah, things looking a bit sketchy for the Genoese crossbowmen. Have gone up to age 3, so now can start to gather a bit more gold. There are these coal mines kind of a bit out of the base that could be difficult to get to. Actually, this one, I noticed these ones down the side are only copper mines, so yeah, you really want to be trying to nab control of these coal mines. You do have that one in your base, and still 700 gold there for Genoese, so should really be trying to make use of that. This is just not optimal. Gathering the copper mine instead. Little big missed opportunity there. But yeah, getting control of these coal mines like Ethiopia have with their mountain monastery. I mean, these 3 at the top here are finished off now, but they've got an army in place to control the next 3 down the middle. Absolutely crucial to do that on this kind of map. So note there's some fishing going on. So we've got a group of 5 fishing canoes out from the port for Ethiopia just to supplement their economy a little bit, and that's really nice. But here we go, the armies clashing. France's defensive army coming into contact with Ethiopia, and I think this is going to be a pretty short and decisive encounter. Shotel is able to come round the side undamaged by the anti-infantry, the musketeers from the French army. and then able to get in on top of the crossbowmen, and this big old, I mean, it's almost like a China-style death ball blob at this point. There's some of everything in there, but all of these units are upgraded to veteran. Many of them are alliance units, so they're kind of inherently better value anyway. And there's this Sevastopol mortar completely untouched at the back of this to round things off. And the CDBs now. I've been the victim many a time to some CDBs from a French opponent coming out and sniping my 2 Falcons in the middle of a fight. And it was very, very funny to see those CDBs trying the same thing against the Sevastopol mortar. But let me tell you, it's got nearly 500 HP, so you're going to need to really commit those CDBs in a very serious way if you want to take down the Sevastopol mortar like that. But here we go, yeah, the GG is called just as France make their kind of last stand in the base with those last few buffed up CDB. I have to say, like, I think maybe Ethiopia just dominate this map. Like, the coal mines, you know, the coal mines and the mountain monasteries is such a powerful synergy, stacking those Abans out on top of it as well. They can get so much gold. They can split some of it off into influence, and by choosing those age up options that you saw Vindian choose, they can get a really nice army of all different types of alliance units. You could also have seen the cannoneers. We didn't, but cannoneers would have been really strong in this situation as well. And yeah, that's just like a horrible problem for the opponent to have to deal with. A big eco advantage for Ethiopia from all those coal mines. And I've got to say that I didn't really see France's strategy fitting together all that well. We invested 2 cards right at the beginning in these villagers, and I mean, I wonder if that could have gone into taking the villager shipment a little earlier. Maybe some other eco shipments like Eco Theory or Furia try and keep up with this Ethiopian economy. The forward base and that early aggression was unfortunately no use whatsoever due to the speed with which Ethiopia were able to kickstart themselves, and you know, getting up into age 3 by 6 minutes is absolutely fierce. But yeah, probably the most decisive of the 3 games we've had so far, but that's a good win for Vindian. Let's just have a quick look. I tell you what, let's just indulge with a quick look at the resource graphs. So there we see Ethiopia. What are we at by the end? 22 plays. So 7,000 resources ahead. And if we flip over to gold, look at that graph. Look at that graph. So it's basically the 7,000 gold free on top of pretty much the same resources as France everywhere else across the board. But yeah, but that's going to be the 3rd game, the 2nd win for Vindian, and the 3rd game of this set. And I'll see you in the next one. GG.